Good morning, Bridge Nation. My name is Richie B.
Yours truly, DJ on in the building.
Until 10 o'clock we go. This is Top of the Bridge, up and go. It's 10 minutes now past the hour of 6 o'clock. Collie Buds has a positive song. Hold firm, y'all. Time now for us to move into our next feature, WTF. What the fact?
All right, here we'll go on, Bridge Nation. The first medical treatment for the eye disease glaucoma was developed where? At the University of the West Indies. That is right. Canasol, a medicated eye drop made from the marijuana plant, is the first medical treatment for the eye disease glaucoma. It was developed at the University of the West Indies, Mona, by the Jamaican research team of pharmacologist Professor Manley West and ophthalmologist Dr. Albert Lockhart. The breakthrough came after 10 years of research into the ganja plant, which is long repeated by rural folk to improve vision problems using various concoctions of the weed. The medical eye drop Canasol is especially known for having little to no side effects compared to similar synthetic drugs that treat the disease. So,
another big one for us to celebrate. Well, we have been celebrating for a while, as a matter of fact.
It's like the more I read the script, I was like, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, weed, J.A., glaucoma, it just makes sense that we were the first to do it. So I like this one. Big up Professor Manley West and Dr. Albert Lockhart.
Yeah, and the other members of their team.
Yeah.
So that's a good look. Jamaica definitely out there in the forefront of research. And this is now something that the world, not just us here in Jamaica, but the world has been using to its benefit. All right, so that's a big one inside of
WTF.
What the fact?
Lovely look, yeah, give them out.
All right, here we go on, Bridge Nation. I find this one quite interesting. Valiant and Ramesh, they're questioning dancehall fans, Zine, about streaming more violent songs over conscious music. So Valiant and Ramesh Major are questioning why fans are quick to support music that is not positive, which not only discourages artists, but also casts a bad impression on the dancehall community. Now on Tuesday, he shared a screenshot of a conversation online talking about rising artist Valiant not getting much attention for his song Hall of Fame, which is a motivational anthem, while other songs like, I like to call it G-Lock 40, received millions of views shortly after release. Valiant also acknowledged a comment by a fan who shared that Hall of Fame, released a month ago, only has 419,000 views, while G-Lock 40 has 2.2 million views in just 14 days. So this is interesting. Foxy Attack, Valiant wrote in response to the original comment, which said, "Shakes my head. Then y'all complain about dancehall gone down cause y'all don't want to hear motivational or positive music. All don't want a G-Lock 40 on belly and this and that and all these other slack lyrics." Ramesh Major also added that he agreed with Valiant and the comments, noting that the fans' support often drives what the artists create. The lack of support for positive music is discouraging, he added. Why when artists do positive song, the world don't love it, like the songs that sing about things that are less positive? Then media and so much people fuss, say artists do this and do that, but yet the same big people them now spread the positive song in the media, and then you the people say one now watch and share. What's your views? He asked the fans. This is interesting, Richie.
Very interesting indeed.
Yes, a very interesting perspective.
And you know, the artists live by their products and the works that they put out. And if they're not making money because you're not buying the music, supporting the music of positive nature, you can't really just look at them and say, can you really look at them and say, hey, well, just don't do those gun songs?
Yeah, if I eat, I put food on the table.
Then now it's about survival.
Yeah, because I mean, this insight saddened me from a long time, especially when Skilly Bang made the decision to stop the more lyrical songs, because he found out that fans weren't really relating to when he got too lyrical. So he rather do the gimmicks because it put money in their account. So I'm just wondering at what point does the art and just morality will supersede making profit. I don't know, but this is an interesting perspective, especially coming from Valiant right now, who's one of the artists.
The artists can be encouraged though that most of the big international hits, most of the artists who have done well internationally also have really been artists who have not actually promoted violence or so look at the bigger picture.
And also I want
to give us some advice.
I also want to say to Ramesh, I don't know which media you now link up with, but Bridge we push positivity, isn't me? So if you have positive music, we play them, trust me.
Interesting, Shelz, and Richie, because I read a post from a media person recently about Valiant, right? Even yesterday she was stated that everybody is jumping on the Valiant bandwagon because Valiant used to do like positive music and nobody usually
listened to
look
it.
at him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then all of a sudden, no, because the whole G-Lock business come out and all of that. Everybody, been jumping on the bandwagon like Valiant.
But
it's sad.
A big part of the equation, obviously, is the music listening and buying public. You have a role to play as well. All right, encourage the positive side of the industry.
Yep.
All right, talking about the industry, as the island music industry embraces renewal, reset and resurgence through policy, trends, opportunities, and of course networking, the inaugural Island Music Conference, IMC, is going to be held in Kingston starting today, the 8th of February, and going on to the 12th of February, 2023. Of course, this is happening during Reggae Month, and it's under the theme Carry Culture, the convergence of global top brass practitioners, and it will feature discussion on commercial success, organic movement, genre bonding opportunities, building global music bridges, mastering platforms. It will include discussions on the journey from creation to collection to monetizing and then managing that money and investment and wealth. A host of big named presenters will be on, and they also have a number of artists that will be performing in between a number of these sessions. I was taking a look at their website a while ago, and topics like we are all creators. This is for content producers. The power of the pen. This is for songwriters and producers. There's a YouTube 101 where you can learn, I suspect, how you can manipulate YouTube to even greater success. The global influence of Caribbean music. This is for artists and managers. Glancing through on Thursday, their presentations on mastering media, which is important because not all of the artists get that kind of training.
True.
And so they really struggle to handle themselves when certain questions are asked. This is important for them to be a part of. Pros and cons of owning your master. That I expected to be a part of the discussions. Mental health and nutrition for artists and musicians.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. And so on. Even things like your exercise regime.
Yeah.
A number of artists actually get up and go to the beach and run in the sand for hours to maintain their fitness, so that when you see them on stage jumping and doing the knee lifts, hey, man, I'm gonna take this thing serious.
Yeah, man.
Things like copyright and publishing and royalties, all of these will be discussed at the Island Music Conference, which kicks off today. And if you haven't registered yet, I suspect it's still open for registration. I have been facilitated, and I will be stopping by some of the sessions myself, and we'll be able to tell our listeners more about that. But big ups to the collaborators behind that, of course, Shaggy, Orville Burrell, Sharon Burke, and Judith Bodley, and all of their connections. All right, it's now exactly 6:38, and that was
Update.
Time now then for the proverb of the day. Here it is.
When kitchen dresser tumble down, maga dog laugh. When kitchen dresser tumble down, maga dog laugh.
Okay. This one is really, really new to me, I tell you the honest truth.
Kitchen
I'm going, when kitchen dresser tumble down, maga dog laugh.
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna assume the kitchen, because they said the kitchen part, I'm gonna guess it have something to do with food, right? And the maga dog need the food, so.
Yeah. The meaning is the deprived
the maga dog
will laugh at the misfortunes of the fortunate.
Person who own the kitchen. I get it. Okay.
Little bad man in it. Yeah, when kitchen dresser tumble down, Marga dog laugh.
Got it.
The meaning of that proverb: the deprived will laugh at the misfortunes of the fortunate.
Yeah.
All right, that's the proverb of the day. That takes us right now into our pet peeve of the morning. And pet peeves, if you don't know, these are things that others do that you may find irritating, annoying, very often upsetting. This morning, I think Shelz has the pet peeve. Let's hear it.
Yeah, man. So here we go on Bridge Nation. My pet peeve, quite simply, you know, people do it a lot, but not even realize that they do it. Watch a style. It's when you get something new, whatever it want to be, the biggest thing or the smallest thing, you rock something new. Zine, my pet peeve is when you rock that new something there, and the person them ask you how much you pay for it. Yeah, me not too like that style there. Yeah, I don't like it, especially if them not have no intention of buying one for themselves. Pet peeve. You rock a new watch. Oh, that look nice, nee. How much you pay for it?
What do you mean?
Yo, you rock new shoes that look nice, see? How much you pay for it?
What do you mean?
Yeah, man, I like that.
What do you mean?
Pet peeve.
What's the difficulty you're having with that?
No, because most of them just enough. Them not plan for buy it themselves. You understand me?
That's an assumption, Shelz.
Nah,
Yeah,
true, man.
No.
Cause watch this now. Me go tell them.
What?
Cause watch this now. Cause enough time not me now. I go suburbs and suppose I say yo, I spend all $8,000 on a pair of shoes. Them I skin up them feelings. I say, really? You see me? Really, you spend so much money? Oh, you're rich, man.
No,
You see me? And
yeah.
then it just start. Then this whole list of speculation for to you now. So we just, you know, when people ask me how much we pay for it, I say, no, just not answer them. You know? I say, no,
Listen.
I'm saying, I'm
One, listen.
Just say, no, I'm a thief it, man.
Let me tell you.
You feel like them a pre you.
Yeah, man, I'm just, yeah, when I too like when people ask me
Let
how
me
much
tell you
how
what
much
it
we
is,
pay for it.
Shelz. We want to know if you have a piece of food.
Yes, that's
How
what.
the
And
piece of food.
So
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Nobody feels that these people are asking because they'd
They
like
want
to know
buy
whether or
it.
not they can afford it themselves
Richie.
or something
No,
similar.
there's a high percentage that they not ask because they want to buy it
You
themselves.
know,
High
out of fun and
chance.
joke though.
Yeah.
Out of fun, no. In all honesty, Shelz.
Yeah.
Most of that is because they want to know if they can afford it, and this is what I feel.
No, okay.
You know.
A great percentage, I think.
Yeah,
I
man.
think would,
Yeah,
would
man.
be that is what they're thinking.
Yeah, man.
I don't take the same approach when somebody asks, "What cologne are you wearing?"
That different, Richie.
You know what I mean?
The
The problem that I do have
Yeah.
is when I have to try to remember which one I actually am wearing because it's a little overindulgence going there. So with me, so I have to now start scratching my head to try to remember where it is on the dresser that I took that one from. It's
Yeah.
a black
Which
bottle
one?
there. Why
Which
the-
one?
Yo,
Which one?
That's the only problem I have, but I don't mind being asked.
Yeah, man.
So Richie, if somebody look by you and say, all right, which cologne are you tell them?
Yeah.
And then the next question, how much you pay for it? I can tell them how much you pay for it?
Uh,
That's my problem.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because some people will be like,
first challenge is to remember.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's not that like I buy all of my colognes.
See that?
You know what I mean? So some of the time I
Richie-
really don't even know.
Yeah, so Richie,
So-
you have the defense mechanism.
Yes.
Me just rather just see people have message to Bridge Nation and say Shelz a real thing, I hate it too. So we just get a serious thing in a today's society, Richie.
There's
The
a
same
little-
society never set up what it's set up,
There's a
Richie.
way-
Then I would be more open to say, yo, but
There's a-
no, every time we wear that little $12,000 shoes, and I know people are going to pre me.
Yeah.
Because them no one say 12 grand we pay for it. You know what I mean? Right, so I rather just tell them, so
Understate it if anything then.
it's a
You know,
gift.
You know, it's
Shelz.
about a 6 grand I guess.
Yeah, I don't say it's a gift, bro. I don't even know, you know.
Make
It's
them
a
buck
gift.
up into the 12
Yeah,
and go
make
to the
them
store.
do it now, and them say, oh, y'all got this. Cause it happened to me. I have a shirt, Richie.
So Shelz, how you tell me say 6 grand and we go to the store and at 12 grand?
Richie, I
Then the price raise.
make a confession
Dollar
before we go to
value.
now and then. So I have a shirt right now. A shirt where I run the road, the dancehall right now. Named Psycho Bunny.
Hey,
Expensive for no reason. When I go around here.
see.
So what happened? I got the Psycho Bunny before Valiant and them man they start sing about it. So I start rocking now in hardly. But every time I wear it, people assume that it's expensive. You understand? So when people say, yo, Psycho, you're rap, bro. I said, no, my bunny has been to counseling. So it affected the price. So I don't pay no $25,000. That's all. Yeah. So I start rocking that shirt because the stigma and them thing that people think they have
Gosh,
money.
no.
Richie. Yeah.
Hey,
That's unfortunate.
It's an easy way to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
Just tell them, refer to eBay.
Refer to
You have
eBay.
the answers.
That's funny.
Straight.
Yeah.
No, amidst all of that,
Yeah.
go have a great day, son.
Yeah.
All right, then. That was Pet Peeve. Now, on to the meat of the matter. The Republic of Sierra Leone opened its first consulate in Jamaica on Tuesday with prominent academic trade policy specialist and advocate, Professor Rosalea Hamilton, serving as Honorary Consul. Sierra Leone's Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Dr. Memunatu Pratt, delivered the main address, while Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith of Jamaica was also there and made her presence felt by way of an address, alongside the Sierra Leone's High Commissioner to Jamaica, Sidike Way, who also addressed the ceremony. We understand that a delegation from the African country was here in Jamaica for the opening of the consulate, which kicks off a week of celebratory activities to include an Africa-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum and a cultural forum dubbed Jamaica-Sierra Leone Family Reunion, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Professor Hamilton said the consulate also intends to organize a mission to Sierra Leone by 2024, that's by next year, which will include Jamaican businesses, professionals, or other persons who want to just forge relationships with their African counterparts. We're joined this morning by Professor Rosalea Hamilton. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well here in the studios, and we want to start off by saying congratulations to you on your appointment as Honorary Consul for the Republic of Sierra Leone to Jamaica. What does this mean for Jamaica and for yourself, Prof?
New exciting relationships with our brothers and sisters in Africa. It boils down to that. We have to recreate that relationship. You know, for too long, we've heard a lot of negative things about Africa. What many of us don't know is that Africa today has the fastest growing economy. Africa has created an African Union. They've created a sixth region in which all of us in the African diaspora are a part, and therefore continental decisions about Africa includes us in the Caribbean. And these changes are developing over time, and so new things are happening that many of us are not aware of. For example, in 2018, the 54 states of Africa came together and created an African continental free trade area. We're talking about bringing 1.4 billion people together in one market. That's a free market that we, as part of that sixth union, can be part of. And so each country, including Sierra Leone, are rolling out different national initiatives to try to bring to the attention of the diaspora that Africa is your home, Africa is ready for you, and we all have to build Africa and the African diaspora together. And so what we hope to do is to create trade, cultural relationships, and other kinds of relationships that ultimately can facilitate our development.
So some would question, though, Prof, why has it taken so long for us to have these kinds of relationships with Sierra Leone? Do you know?
That's a very good question, because we have such long historical links.
Yes.
I think many of your listeners would know that our Maroons were shipped off to Nova Scotia and then to Sierra Leone in Freetown. Ultimately, that's where the name came from, Free at Last. And so it has been difficult for many reasons. One of them actually is just access. There are no direct flights and so on. But today is different. We have the internet. We have the capacity to bring people on Zoom, see them face to face. We have DNA testing, so we can test. Many of us are already making our links. And importantly, certainly for those in America, when they identify their DNA at Sierra Leone, they get a Sierra Leone citizenship. That's very important, because there are many countries in the world, in the U.S., in Europe, that don't want us. They're blocking us actively. But here are countries like Sierra Leone, Ghana, other countries that are opening up and say, come on home, let's build our nations together. For decades, Jamaican people and the Caribbean people have gone to other countries, the U.S., Canada, London, and have helped to build those countries. We can do the same for our home.
I agree. Now, Professor Hamilton, as you rightfully said, the time is here, the time is now. And I'm definitely, as a young Jamaican, I'm very, very honored that this is happening. So I'm definitely curious now. Any celebratory activities we can look forward to during this week?
Definitely. I want your listeners to come to the Institute of Jamaica tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to have an exciting cultural showcase. You mentioned it in your lead-up, and that's the Jamaica Sierra Leone family reunion, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. It starts tomorrow at 2 o'clock, but please be there from 1:30 because we're going to start promptly at 2, and you get an opportunity to meet the Sierra Leonean delegation. And you'll hear from the minister, you'll hear from our own Minister of Culture, Minister Babsy Grange. You'll have presentations from Clinton Hutton. You'll hear from Mama G. Many of you know Mama G. And then there's a fashion show, an amazing fashion show. We saw it last night at the night market. It was amazing. And we'll also get to hear from a Sierra Leonean, a young Sierra Leonean singer. His name is Minister General MDG. Oh. Amazing young man. And we're going to wrap up with Big Youth.
Wow. What? Wow. That sounds awesome. And are you saying that the public is invited?
The public is invited. The IOJ can hold many people. Come on down.
All right. I actually had the pleasure of seeing a number of the members of the delegation, which seems like a fairly large delegation, at the Bob Marley Day celebrations at Emancipation Park, where I also was given the opportunity of welcoming Dr. Pratt, as well as, of course, Ambassador, the High Commissioner, Mr. Commissioner Y. Right. Yes, But when I asked for the people from Sierra Leone to make some noise, I heard quite a bit of noise. So I'm saying, but it's a fairly large delegation here, it seems.
Yes, it's a large delegation. There are about 15 persons coming with the ambassador and the minister, but more importantly, Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora in the U.S. have heard about it and have flown in. In fact, we have a Jamaican married to a Sierra Leonean who's here, and he flew out all the way out of London. We have a Nigerian. He was former head of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a lawyer, leading one of the leading law firms in Nigeria. He flew down, and he thought it's so important to be here to say to Jamaica, I am a partner. And he's going to work with us in the P.J. Patterson Institute for African and Caribbean Advocacy, and we're going to do magic.
All right. And you obviously you're hitting the ground running, Professor, because you're already announcing that by 2024, you intend to have a mission to Sierra Leone.
Absolutely, and more. We're already talking about creating a framework in which young people can go to Africa and experience Africa and to study there, and similar to bring young Sierra Leoneans here to our university to be part of student exchanges. This is about the future. Today we're talking about 1.3 billion people in Africa. It is projected by 2030, 2063, which is a vision 2063 of the African Union, there'll be 2.4 million young people alone in Africa. About 70% of the population of Africa are young. And so those kinds of relationships need to be built now, because who will run Africa in 20 years and in 30 years are the young people of today.
Absolutely.
And so we need to be there. We need to forge relationships. We need to be there with them so that our development as a people, both here and in Africa, can be sustained on our terms.
Absolutely. This is a timely and positive development. Again, we say congratulations and best wishes to you on this appointment, Professor Rosalea Hamilton. Thanks for talking with us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Have a good day. Goshen. Yo, big tune in, Mighty Mystic. Yes, sir. You are embracing your roots in that song, bro.
Got to, bro. Got to. Never forget. Can't forget, man. Can't.
Yeah, man. Now, before I started the conversation earlier this morning, I said it publicly that one of the questions I must ask my guest when I get him on this morning is this question. How do you handle the fact that your older brother, Andrew Holness, is the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and what do you say to individuals when they ask you about that connection between yourself as a musician and your brother, a politician?
Yeah, it's always a sticky subject. I can't lie, it's always a sticky subject. But you know, he has his job to do, and I have my job to do. And I know in the regard we're kind of similar. We're trying to help, you know, lead and just kind of help the audience, the fan base, the people, our people. So we don't really dabble too much in each other's business. I let Andrew do his thing. He lets me do my thing. Respect to what he's doing. He's trying to do, and same thing over here. So it's always a tough question, a tough subject to kind of talk about, but we face it head on, you know. Much love to the big bro for doing what he's doing, and likewise here.
Yeah. But in all honesty, do you have any whether ambitions or anything like that as it relates to politics?
No, not for me. Not for me.
You don't see yourself as prime minister one day, son?
No, sir. I can't do it. It's a tough job. It's a really tough job. It's a tough job for anybody in the position. You know, literally anybody in that position. It's a tough job because, you know, you can't really please everybody. You know, you try to do your best in the situation, in that position. You try to do your best. So it's a tough cap to wear.
It's almost like thankless in some instances. True. I tell you. What are you working on now, Mighty Mystic? What's popping?
We are in the studio working on the 6th album. We got a bunch of collaborations we're working on. We're gonna start a tour in about 3 weeks. The tour is gonna start the first week of March, and it's gonna go all the way until September. So it's an epic tour. It's gonna feature a bulk of the songs from the album we dropped last year, the Giant album, and some new music that people haven't heard yet. So it's just album and touring. That's kind of what we're doing. We're also working on some movie placements. Some songs will be coming to some movies very soon. So look out for that as well. So lots happening.
Enough respect, no Mighty Mystic, you know the vibes. People hearing you right now, people loving the energy. Where can people find you and your music?
Everything is online. Mighty Mystic on the website, Mighty Mystic on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of it. I am the one checking it. I respond. There is no robot behind it. It's me checking it. So definitely everybody link me up. Let's have a conversation. I'm the kind of artist that I want to talk to the fan base. I want to know who's who. When I perform at a show, one of the biggest complaints the fan base gets for reggae is that, you know, artists play a concert, a festival, and then everybody packs up and leaves. That's not me. I'm at the merch table. I'm selling the merch. I'm talking. I'm taking pictures and all that stuff. So it's media. So link me up, people. I'm there personally.
Respect.
You no doubt watch and see the developments. Kabaka Pyramid recently won the Grammy Awards. How happy are you at that fact? And is that something that is also in your vision for the future?
I'm ecstatic, man. I saw it coming. I had a feeling that Kabaka was going to win. His album was brilliant. Props to him and the whole team, Marley, Damien, for putting that whole thing together. It's a brilliant album. Well done from track 1 to track 15 or whatever it is. Brilliant album. Super proud. That's what the genre needed. It needed some real roots with high energy to come to the forefront. And I think that project delivered it. And his speech was so warm and encouraging. So caps off to him. Love that. Love the direction. And yeah, for me, hopefully one day I can get the opportunity to grace the Grammy stage. I've always been in the run in the top 30 or top 40 albums, but never got to where I need to get to go to the Grammys. But one day, you know, it's in the sights. We just keep putting out good music, keep doing what we do, and blessings will fall down when it's time.
All right. Great talking with you this morning. What do you want to leave with your fan base and with the listeners of the Bridge Nation this morning?
I just want to say, you know, we are one people, no matter where we are in Jamaica and all over the world. You know, there's a lot of things happening in the world that will ultimately try to divide people, but it's all about humanity, one love, togetherness. So let's not forget that we're all struggling. We're all going through different things in our life, but stay united, stay the course, stay strong. All right. Much love to each and every one. Jamaica, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. The Bridge, much love for having me. Mighty Mystic to the world.
Mighty, suppose I told you that I'm getting a message saying that Andrew is listening right now. What you want to say to him?
Hey, big bro, what's up, man? Call me up. Let's talk later on, all right? Much love, bro.
Listen, we're going to close out with a song called Money After Spend. Mighty Mystic, good job. Take care and all the best going forward. Now, on the 50th anniversary of the iconic Jamaican movie, The Harder They Come, the film is being adapted to the stage in New York City. and it will premiere at the Public Theater in New York from February 16 to March 26. The Harder They Come was produced and directed by Perry Hensel and co-written by Trevor Rohn. Of course, award-winning reggae rocksteady, multi-instrumentalist and actor Jimmy Cliff, he fondly recalled his burst really of enthusiasm at the finale of the musical For the Harder They Come, which premiered in London's West End some years ago. Well, this morning, who do we have to talk to? We're going to be talking to Andrew Clarke, who plays Lyle, the preacher's assistant, as well as Paca, a gang member in the musical. He's here to talk to us about the musical itself. Good morning and welcome, Andrew. How are you doing?
Blessings, Andrew.
Yes, morning. I'm good. How you all doing?
Doing well.
Give thanks.
How excited are you about the upcoming launch of this musical in New York City?
Boy, if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd have said probably like a 6 out of 10.
Yes.
But yesterday we went into tech and we were in the theater that birthed Hamilton. And they costumed them and we were up on the set with the lights and we were in our dressing rooms, and I can safely say I'm at a 10. Really, truly excited.
Wow.
And particularly because I'm such a huge fan of Jimmy Cliff and his music and of course the film. And I'm Jamaican, and we're premiering a Jamaican musical on a really big stage.
Yes, and I suspect also you're encouraged by the anticipation for this production.
Yeah, man. We have not gone into. We're going to previews next week, Thursday, and tickets are pretty much sold out.
What?
Yeah, man. It's quite phenomenal. I don't think I've ever been in a production that the anticipation has been this high. All our tickets are gone. March tickets are pretty much all gone.
Well, the movie is described as iconic, and so the production is reflecting that, definitely.
Right.
How would you say the rehearsals have been coming along, Andrew?
They've been coming along great. Public has assembled quite a fantastic team at the helm of that. A Tony Award-winning choreographer and director, co-directing with another fantastically talented director, or book writer and writer of some of the songs, some new songs. Susan Laurie Parks, another Tony-winning actor. I think one of the greatest writers in contemporary American theater right now. And then a cadre of performers that are playing roles. All of them, really talented. But them too, Tony Award-winning and nominated actors. So the rehearsals have been going really great.
Now, Andrew, you mentioned the other cast members, and their achievements. Any of them Jamaicans like yourself?
We have some Jamaican Americans.
Yeah. Respect. Now, as it relates to your personal journey, how did you get involved with this production?
Yeah, so that's actually started back in 2018, believe it or not. We've been workshopping what we call workshopping this musical for quite some time. And as the story goes, this has actually been in development for the better part of 10 years. So Susan Laurie Parks was approached 10 years ago to work on the book, and ever since then there have been many iterations. They've all been private readings, and I've been fortunate to be a part of, since 2018 at least, all of those readings that we've been doing for private audiences, continuing to develop the work, working on the book, working on the songs, making sure that we're telling the story that we want to tell, and tell that also authentically.
Wow. Has Jimmy Cliff visited any of the rehearsals so far? Just wondering.
Not yet. The hope is that I'm sure it's all in our heads that we're hoping tonight.
Yes. And no doubt if he does, he'll have a few pointers for you. I have another question for you here. You've done London, now New York. Any plans for Jamaica? I'd have to ask.
Yeah, man. Oh, you mean for the production?
Yes.
Well, I think it would definitely be in the cards. Jamaicans, I think more than anyone else, would come out in droves to come see this show.
I'm sure.
I think of the generation of my father That's the generation that grew up with The Harder They Come. They were the ones that were flocking to the theaters then to see themselves for the first time portrayed on film. So I'm sure that it's quite possible that we'll be making a trip to Jamaica.
We beg of you.
Yeah, man. For real.
So you can relay that sentiment. I noticed that you play two characters, and they seem to be quite different characters. You play the role of Lyle, who is a preacher's assistant, and also Packer, who is a roughneck gang member. How difficult is it to navigate between the two roles?
So let's rephrase the roughneck gang member, and I'm going to say one of the rude boys.
Okay.
I don't think inherently these guys were bad men, but circumstances made me what I am, you know? So it's been an interesting journey for me, because just like you said, they're vastly different. They're contrasting characters. And that's what's been fun about it. You know, I'm on my toes, trying to ensure that when I step on stage, the character is distinct, because I'm the same person playing two different roles. I want, when I step on that stage, people can differentiate between those two characters. And that's been a nice challenge for me.
I've always wondered, though, in all seriousness, Andrew, how you know, for you to play two different roles, do you have issues where the lines get muddled? It must take a degree of skill that I know I don't have to be able to execute something like that.
Well, it definitely takes a degree of skill, and I think that's one of the things that folks looking on in don't understand, that acting is truly a craft that not anybody can step into. And it's funny that you mentioned that concept of lines. For us, that's half the journey. Learning the lines is the easy part. It's making that character your own one and making it distinct, you know. And for me as an actor, part of my process is thinking about the backstory of this person, because we don't have a life story before the words on the page most times. So what has Lyle been through that has brought him to this moment as a person? What has Packer been through that has made him into the person that he is right now? How him walk, how him talk, him married, him have picnic, all of those things help now to inform how that character walks and moves on the stage, because the world that we're creating is one that we want to be a world that people can identify with. And so we have to create that world that is full and rich and textured, so that when an audience step in and like, oh yeah, I know a Lyle. I know somebody that's like a Packer, because I recognize that walk, I recognize his cadence in the way he speaks, all of that sort of thing. So yeah, man, it's a craft that I absolutely enjoy, because you're playing make believe every night for an audience, and you have to believe it as an actor.
Which is right. Now, Andrew, right now we're all excited, and I can only imagine the excitement coming from our peeps over there in the New York, or listeners in the New York tri-state area. So right now, I just want to give us a reminder of where the musical will be held and where can persons get tickets.
So the musical will be held at the Public Theatre, and the Public Theatre is at 425 Lafayette Street in Manhattan. That's Lower Manhattan. And the show premieres start on February 16th and run until March 28th.
All right. Okay. Well, good luck to yourself and the entire crew. And in closing, just tell the crew that we want to see that in Jamaica sometime. All right?
We let them know for sure.
Thank you, thank you, and good luck to you, Andrew. All the best.
Respect.
All right, thank you both.
All right. This is, of course, Top of the Bridge. Up and go. We have that huge gift package. If you're looking at us by our streaming portal, you'll see it, courtesy of Massive Distribution. Yeah. And it's chock full of wonderful items that you and your family, even your community, can use. Give us a call on 876-676-4996, or you can call us via WhatsApp, 876-551-5782, and give us the correct answer to our secret sound. What is it? Can you identify this sound? I feel like we've given as many clues as we can come up with. Believe you me. How many are there? There are several.
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's remind them, Shelz.
So blue, Slippers. Two things happening at once. And the last one, clapping.
4 clues that you should factor into your answers. Give us a call right now. Let's take our first call. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Who's this?
This is Chiron.
Welcome, Carl. I know you give a lot of detail in your answer. Let's see what you got this morning.
Well, I feel like somebody have a barrel. You have the barrel standing, so you have it. So you take it and you roll away the barrel. So meanwhile that barrel been rolling away. So the same person take that slippers and use that to make it clap. Use the slippers to clap the slippers after the barrel been rolling away. Clapping with the slippers.
Okay. Make it clap. What do you mean?
Yeah, man. I like Carol.
Hey, Carl, I
love Carol.
You have to love Carol.
And I essay them. I love it. Carol, you know it going on.
Thanks for trying, Carol. Let's go in one more time. Remember the clues in giving your answers, please. I beg of you. Blue
slippers.
2 things happening at the same time.
And clapping.
There's about 7 or 8 callers we have lined up. Let's get to the next one. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Cunis.
Cunis.
Yeah.
One of your fans asked about you yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
They asked, why haven't we heard from Cunis in a while? I actually said that I think the secret sound is baffling you. But prove me wrong this morning. What's your answer, Cunis?
I think Jody had a pair of blue slippers and she's clapping them together, and at the same time she's hitting the top of a barrel with them.
Oh. That's the answer from Cunis, a multiple winner himself. Took a little break and is back with an answer like that this morning. Is it deserving of victory or what? Let's find out. Sorry, Cunis. Thanks for trying, though. Have a good day. So, no winner so far. Let's go in one more time. I just get the feeling that today just might be the day. I don't know. I could be wrong. Give us the sound one more time, DJ Audley. Here's the secret sound. What sound is that? Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Welcome. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Who's this?
Earl.
Earl around the world. What go on?
I'm there ready for win the gift package, you know?
That is it. All right. What's the answer?
All right. So factor in all the clues. So, someone. All right. The blue barrel. Someone clapping 2 slippers together and beating a blue barrel inside of it.
Hold on, Earl. You're going like you're coming to try to confuse people.
Let me say, Earl. No, you're doing it, Earl.
And you know what you're doing it, because that's why you kind of drag out the answer a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I try to confuse.
Fix up the answer properly and make we get it from start to finish now. What you really say a while ago, Earl?
Someone clapping 2 slippers together inside of a blue barrel. The 2 things happening at once is also beating the blue barrel while clapping the slippers.
Okay, that is it.
So.
All right, Earl.
Earl.
Run the world.
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to change about that answer, Earl? I'm just asking. I'm not suggesting.
No.
You comfortable with that?
Might not change nothing.
You would have been listening for a long time. You haven't heard anybody give us an answer like that, have you?
No.
And you factored in all of the clues. We heard the blue.
Yeah, the slippers.
We heard the 2 things happening at the same time.
And of course the clapping.
So, I actually, Earl, just before you called, I said on air, I have a feeling that something positive is going to happen today. Question is whether or not you have disappointed me by giving me the wrong answer, or you make me feel good.
Richie, let me just do the sound.
Because you gave us the right answer. Shelz is ready with the sound.
Yeah.
Are you feeling lucky, Earl?
Yeah.
Do you think today is your day?
Right now.
Right now.
Watch out.
Yo, I can imagine someone out there say, you could have bright. Well, I tell you what, you are bright indeed because you are a winner! You did it well. Congratulations.
Run the world.
Finally, my God. And everybody's out there now saying, but
me never did say that. We didn't say something like that.
Yes, Earl.
Yesterday, when we hear the last thing, we say, from 7:20, we gotta call this man. when we call, I'm sister, we are the first person we have to
Hey, listen, man. What is for you can be on for you, as they say, man.
Yes.
You did well. You used the clues, and it helped you to come up with the correct answer. Congratulations, Earl. And also for the fact that you've tried so long and consistently.
Yeah, man.
But never gave up. Finally, you did it. Congratulations, bro. Celebrate well. Big up Earl, our winner in the Secret Sound game. Jody, you have to be commended. You really found a way to get them thinking.
Yeah.
It took a while, yes, but it added to the excitement in the end.
Wow.
So big ups every time.
I'm going to miss this basket.
Trust me. But another one will be coming forth, I suspect, very soon.
Yeah,
man.